Hi, I'm Susan. This is Comeback Yoga. Comeback Yoga. Get myself sorted a little. There we go. Hi, welcome. I'm gonna, darn it, pull down my shades. Oh, it's always something. Trying to knock down anything on the way. That seems right. Hello. We're gonna practice together for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so. This is an all levels class where we work together on doing balance, strength, and entertaining the cat. Okay, go on, buddy. Go on. You're all right. Cross your legs and give yourself a tall spine and put your hands together and rub your hands together. Bring yourself into your space by looking around and using your senses. Whatever senses are available to you right now. You can take your hands and glide your hands from your forehead out toward your temples. Put your hands on the top of your head, slide them to the back of your head. You can smooth your cheeks. Then take your hands to your opposite arms and just going to rub your hands down your forearms. Bring your hands into your lap with your palms facing up. Roll through your shoulders. Let's turn different directions. Align your spine. Loosen up. You can take one hand across to your opposite leg. Turn. One hand across to your opposite leg. Turn. One hand down. Your other arm comes up and over. One hand down. Your other arm comes up and over. Take your hands behind you. Press down into your arms. Lift your hips a little. Lift your rib cage. And give yourself a tall spine once again. Take your hands, interlace your fingers. Bring your hands over your forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head. Press your head into your hands and hold your head with your hands on the strength of your arms. Bring your head back in alignment. We'll breathe. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. Lean back a little. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. Do one more. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. Opening up your elbows to the sides. You wrap your right arm underneath your left. You can put your hands together, put the backs of your hands together. Move your head around and turn your nose over towards the right. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. Lift your head, wrap your arms, and wrap your arms the other way. Arms around each other. Settle your elbows down. Turn your nose over towards the left. You can bring your chin down towards your shoulder. Lift your head and face forward. And hold your opposite shoulders. Bring your hands to your opposite elbows. Lift your forearms up in the direction of your forehead. And bring your arms down. Turn to your long, short edge of your mat and stretch your legs out long. You can move a little bit until you're in your middle of your space and move through your feet. Reach down with your hands and bend one of your knees and connect hand to your foot. You can move your hands across, feeling different parts. Pick up your foot, shake it a little bit, and then cross your ankle over your opposite leg. Bring your toes to point up towards the ceiling. Hold on to your crossed leg and lean back. Take an inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Lengthen your leg that was bent, then reach down. Connect your foot to your hands, and you can press your fingers into different parts of your foot. And hold on. Shake out your foot. And place your foot on the top of your opposite. Give yourself a tall spine. You can hold on to your crossed leg and lean back. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. And exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. And exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Both legs long in front of you. Scoot so the soles of your feet on the floor and your knees are pointing up. Take your forearms down to the floor behind you and lean your head back a little. Lifted your rib cage. Tuck your chin. Slide your hands underneath your upper glutes. Straighten your legs. Squeeze your legs together. Plant down into your elbows and lift your rib cage. Nose pointing up towards the ceiling. And soften. Press your hands down. Straighten your arms. Lift yourself up. Now let's put our soles of feet together. And wiggle a little bit on the bottom of your pelvis, your sit bones. Move little circles around. Connecting your hands to your feet. And inhaling to lengthen. 2, 3. And exhaling to tilt. 2, 3. Inhaling to lengthen. 2, 3. And exhaling to tilt. 2, 3. Inhaling, lengthen. 2, 3. And tilt. 2, 3. Keep breathing in steady pattern, tempo, and rhythm. Let's turn. So we're on our hands and knees. You can curl your hands into fists. Walk yourself forward and back on your mat. Tuck your toes under and let your hips move from side to side. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Stretch one leg out long. Press back through your heel. And switching sides. Stretch your leg back. Tuck your toes under. Press back through your heel. Switch legs. Take your opposite arm forward. And switch legs. Take your opposite arm forward. Switch legs, take your opposite arm forward and float your leg in the air. And switch and float. Walk your knees out a little, tuck your toes under. Walk your hands to the tops of your thighs. Lift your torso. Glide yourself into kneeling position. And tuck your toes and press the tops of your feet onto the floor. Lean your torso back a little. Inhale to lift. Right arm wraps around behind you. Put your left hand on the floor. Open. Bring yourself up to kneeling. Left arm wraps around you. Your right hand comes to the floor. Now open to your left. Wrapping both arms around behind you. Lift your rib cage. Lift your gaze. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot forward. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee. Let's move into warrior one position. Your front knee's bent. Your back leg's long. Your hips are more or less squared to the top of your mat. And you're walking your feet so they're more or less parallel to the long edges of the mat. Of course, just depends on how your ankles feel, how your knees feel, how your hips feel. Take your both arms forward, parallel to each other. Turn your palms up. Sweep your torso forward. Take your arms back and see where you want to go in this position. You can take your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. You can have your hands on your hips. You can keep your hands on your thighs. You're inhaling to lift your torso. Bring your arms forward. Turn your palms up so you can see centers of your palms. And tilting your torso forward and bring your arms back behind you. Any height. Inhaling to lift, bringing your arms forward. And exhaling to tilt. And bring your arms back behind you. Inhaling to lift. You don't necessarily have to bring your arms higher up, but you could. Exhaling to tilt. Your torso might come a little bit further on the inside of your front leg and your arms might reach more up towards the ceiling. Let's lift into warrior one. And then tilting forward, taking your arms behind you. Inhale to lift your torso. Straighten your front leg. Let's hinge into pyramid pose. Your legs are long, your torso is long. You can take both hands down your front leg, keeping your shoulders square and your hips square. Lift your torso. Step back towards the middle of your mat. And we'll ease into a tree pose. Shift weight onto your left foot. Your right knee turns out. You're rotating on the ball of your right foot. You can bring your hands together. You can investigate allowing your pelvis to tilt and straightening your pelvis and seeing which way gives you better balance. You can ease your foot a little bit higher, a little bit lower on your standing leg. And you're stepping, turning your right foot forward, your left foot back, coming into your warrior one lunge. Squaring your hips, your feet walk out, and you're depends on how your ankles feel in this position, your knees and your hips. Gliding your arms forward, parallel to the floor. And sweeping your arms back behind you, you can tilt your torso forward as much or as little as you want to. You can do that same pattern of inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. You might gradually start to lean a little more forward and lift a little higher. Or maybe you go in the other direction, lifting a little less and tilting a little less. Noticing the pace and the tempo of your breath, noticing any sensation you're experiencing in your body that you want to shift or change, giving yourself complete permission to do things differently, to make different choices. Perhaps at the end here, you're reaching the point where you feel like you've stretched as much as you stretch, tilted as much as you tilt. Giving yourself a lift, hands together in front of you. We're tilting into the pyramid pose. Your legs are straight-ish. Your torso is long. Your gaze is steady. Your breath is steady. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. Bending your knees, lifting up, stepping back towards the middle of your mat, and we're easing into the tree pose. Rotating your left knee out to the side, you can scoot your left foot to the inside of your lower right leg. You move it up, down. You can practice kicking, allowing your right hip to kick out a little and squaring your hips and seeing where your best balance, your best support comes from, best alignment in your body, how it works. You can take your hands out to the sides, overhead. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And both feet down. You're in the middle of your mat, facing up towards the top of your mat. Inhale and reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your arms wide to the walls. Turn your palms down and hinge into the half forward fold. Stretch out. You can take your hands up towards the middle of your thighs, that meaty part of your thighs. Press gently back into your legs, and your legs press into your hands. They work together to help your spine get longer, more stretchy, more connected. Bend your knees and stand up. Step your left foot forward and your right foot back. Opening into warrior two pose, is a more open to the side pose. And you can walk your feet around a little wider, angle your hips a little differently. Take your arms out to T. Turn your front palm down and your back palm up. And touch your thumbs and your ring fingers together. Bring your gaze past your front fingertips. And your arms come down. Straighten your front leg. Glide your right hand to your right hip. Bring your left hand down the top of your left leg until you get to your knee, and then gently bend your knee just a little. And slide your hand down a little bit more towards your shin, maybe towards the middle of your shin, and pull back a little and open your chest, lengthen your spine. Give yourself lots of support, hands on your legs, on your side of your hip here. Breathe. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, and exhaling 1, 2, 3. And lift. Bend a little bit more into your front leg. Take your front arm up and over, and we'll find the reverse. Or you wrap your right arm around behind your body. You can wiggle your hand anywhere along the middle of your back. Lift, put your hands down onto the floor. I'm going to give you two different options. You can step together if you don't want to go down to the floor and do a plank and an upward facing dog and downward facing dog, because that's the other option. You can lift up, reach up, and do an upward salute and sit back in as high or as low a chair as you want. And you can move between those two postures. If you prefer, put your hands on the floor, step back to plank. You're stretching your feet and you're stretching your calves. You're lengthening your spine. Ease forward in the upward facing dog and then ease back in a downward facing dog. Hands and feet on the floor, stretching the backside of your body. Your head's in line with your arms and you're breathing. If you are still standing, moving into upward salute and stay there. If you're in downward facing dog, step your feet forward and reach overhead. Let's lift in the upward salute. Bring your arms forward until your thumbs are right in front of you. You can see your arms parallel to the floor. And drop your arms by your sides and shake your hands a little. We're stepping left foot back now, turning to the side a little in a warrior two position with your lower body, your front knees bent, your back legs long, easing your hips a little bit over towards the corner. You have long spine, your balance between your front leg and your back leg. Extend your arms. Front palm up, back palm down. Touch your thumbs and your ring fingers together. Bring your gaze past your front hand and travel out past that. It's a soft gaze, but with purpose. Drop your arms. Take your left hand to your left hip and straighten your front leg and glide your front hand down any amount until you get to your knee, and then bend your knee a little bit, just slightly, and readjust. Sometimes your hips move back and your torso moves forward in the triangle, which is fine. And if you're seeking that a little bit more strength here, you're keeping your chest back, your head in alignment, and lengthening your legs. Move your thighs towards each other. Engage your feet like you're pulling the mat towards you, like your feet towards each other on the mat. And bend your front knee even more. Let's take your top arm, reach it up and over. Take your left arm, back arm, wrap it around behind you. So it's reaching for the middle of your back, anywhere along that line. You can bring your gaze up past your fingertips. Here's that same option again. You can step together at the top of your mat and lift up into upward salute and sit back in a chair pose. You can take your hands to the floor Step back into a plank. Do an upward facing dog. Sometimes I put my knees down for upward facing dog. A lot of times I do, like to give myself more support for my low back. You could also be on your feet with your knees floating above the floor. Then pull your hips back and move into downward facing dog. You make a triangle shape with your body. Go back to your 3-part breath, your 3-count breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, and exhale 1, 2, 3. Inhale 1, 2, 3, and exhale 1, 2, 3. If you're in upward salute or chair pose, or if you're in downward facing dog, walk yourself back into table position, hands and knees on the floor. Roll through your spine, move through, wave through your spine, lifting and lowering your head, lifting and lowering your tailbone, lifting and lowering your center of your body, moving through your spine. Cross your legs underneath you and sit. Stick your legs out in front of you. Roll through your feet and your ankles. Let's go back to the beginning. Bring your foot up toward your hands and you can hold on to your foot, placing your thumbs in different parts. Hold on to your leg and rock it. Stretch your leg long. And other leg. Bring your knee out to the side, or you can put your foot on your opposite leg. Pressing your thumbs into your foot and your toes. And stretch your leg long. Place both feet on the floor. Hold on to the backs of your legs and bring your torso toward your thighs. You're holding on to one wrist with your other fingers, making a gentle bind. Here's your opportunity to add in a measured breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, and exhale 1, 2, 3. Placing your hands on the tops of your knees and lower yourself onto your back. Once you get onto your back, just make sure you've got plenty of space behind you. Watch out for your head there. And once we're on our backs, we'll bring knees into chest and draw circles. Put your left foot on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and flap your knee forward and back. And take your legs and glide your legs over towards the left. Be mindful. This can be a pretty big rotation sensation in your body. So first take your right arm across with your legs and take your right arm up towards the ceiling And invite your right shoulder to move back down towards the floor. Breathe. Try one more 3 count. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. And exhaling 1, 2, 3. Uncross your legs. Roll back onto your back. Knees into your chest. Move around. Right foot on the floor, left ankle on top of your right knee. As your legs move over towards the right, your left shoulder also goes along. So you're turning and inviting your left shoulder to roll back down towards the floor. It might not go all the way back down to the floor, and it doesn't have to. You're just experimenting, observing the effects of different movements on your body, paying attention to the feedback that you get and acting on that as you wish. One more inhale, 1, 2, 3, and exhale, 1, 2, 3. Uncross your legs, bring yourself into long spine, head, rib cage, pelvis in line, arms and legs long. Roll through your feet. Inhale and squeeze up. Press down into your elbows, squeeze your hands into fists. Squeeze your face up. Press down into your shoulders. Press down into your heels. Squeeze your toes. And exhale, allow your arms and your legs to be soft and heavy. You might decide that this is not the right resting position for you, and only you get to decide what the right resting position for you is. Maybe you want to sit up or lay on your side or lay on your stomach. You can do anything you want to. See if you can use the information and the sensations that you have experienced um, to inform your choice about how you want to lay in resting position, including sitting up, also an option. Once you have given yourself your best possible resting position, you can let go of the 1, 2, 3 breath, but let your inhales and your exhales be gentle and really supported, nourished by everything that you do. The most important thing for you right now is just to breathe. And you're bringing all of your best qualities to helping you breathe as gently and as fully, as completely as possible. Lots of care and consideration. So if that means wiggling around a little, give yourself more space for your belly to move, or perhaps it means lifting your head a little or cradling your head with your arms. You've got all the choices. Breathe gently and deeply into your body. Exhale softly. Take 2 more breaths just like that. And you can choose to continue to breathe like that in your resting position, or you can start to bring small movements into your different parts of your body, like your fingers and your toes, your face. You can stretch yourself out, make yawning noise or stretching noise gradually. If you're not already sitting up, you can bring yourself back to tall spine, sitting up. And rub your hands together. Tuck your elbows under your sides, pull your thumbs toward your sternum. Take a soft inhale breath through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Observe how you feel. Observe if there is any change from when you started practice to now. And offer yourself some gratitude for practicing, for taking care of yourself, and for giving yourself this time to listen and to learn. Thank you so much. Thanks for practicing with me and with Comeback Yoga. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I look forward to practicing with you again soon. If you want to know any more about our organization, you can go to comebackyoga.org and find out where there are more classes and how you can be more part of the community. And I hope you do that. We'll see you soon. Take care.